$130 billion demands school board leadership, transparency, and accountability. I am Dr. Steve Gallon III, Chair of the Council of Urban Boards of Education and the current Vice Chair of the Miami-Dade County Public Schools, the nation's fourth largest school district. Over the past 30 years, yes, it's been over 3 decades, I've served as a teacher, a principal, district administrator, and superintendent of schools. The COVID-19 pandemic has left death, depression, and desperation throughout the community, state, nation, and world. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have lost their lives, while millions more have had what has been left of their lives ravaged by economic, mental, social, and emotional hardships that may take years or even decades to repair and overcome. And with the adverse impact that the pandemic has had on our system of public education, the hidden collateral damage of the pandemic may not be realized for years, decades, or even generations. But help to our most fragile and vulnerable students came through the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. This was a $1.9 trillion bill signed into law by President Joe Biden. This law promises to speed up the nation's recovery from the economic and health effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing recession which was induced as a consequence. It provides $130 billion to elementary, middle, and high schools to assist with safe school reopening. This unprecedented infusion of financial resources to school districts across the entire nation will require school boards to lean in even stronger into their fiduciary role and responsibility and in protecting this investment to the nation's most fragile students. School boards, in their continued commitment to addressing the vexing, seemingly intractable issues related to student learning, now shoulder an even greater burden to ensure that earmarked funds are used as intended and address students whose learning and lives have been disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Studies and data continue to show that learning losses caused by the pandemic will be greater among low-income, Black, and Hispanic students, a demographic highly concentrated in urban school districts around the nation and whose anticipated disparate academic, social, mental, and emotional needs generated the unprecedented amount of federal funds. I have a few questions. Has your school board reviewed its allocation? Has it provided direction to the administration on how these funds are to be used in your district? Have your community stakeholders been included in this process? Has your school board reviewed the federal assurances and guidelines and developed an expenditure plan for the use and audit of these funds? With the infusion of these unprecedented funds, school districts will be able to enhance their capacity to mitigate and address the unprecedented adverse impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on its students and their learning for well over a year. It's actually been over 18 months. This work is on you. This work is on you. As a school board member, this work is on you. It is not squarely on the superintendent. It is not squarely on the administration. It is not squarely on the principals. It is not squarely on the teachers. This work as a school board member is on you. As the ultimate authority of the nation's school districts, school boards must take bold, unapologetic, and deliberate steps to promote and maintain accountability, integrity, and transparency in developing a cohesive yet comprehensive plan of action for the use of funds allocated to your district through the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. By doing so, you as a school board member As an educational leader, we'll provide the requisite leadership, the requisite direction, and engagement to ensure that all resources and federal funds are targeted and used as intended, and that they include measures that ensure proper planning, budgeting, accountability, transparency, and most importantly, impact on behalf of your local taxpayers, district, community, and most importantly, your students. You see, the time is now. This is the moment. As leaders of your school district, I implore you, I challenge you to meet this moment with conviction, meet it with compassion, meet it with competence, and meet it with courage. Our nation's children, your children, our children deserve nothing less. Let's work.